Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Keith, and in this episode, Pastor Ed and I are going to be talking about some of the more controversial items in the church today. And the first one we're going to tackle is spiritual gifts. Are they for today? So we're going to turn it over to Pastor Ed.
Hi, this is Pastor Ed Carifio in our next series here on Have You Not Read? In this set of videos that we're going to do now, we're going to take a look at spiritual gifts. And more specifically, are spiritual gifts still in operation today? Are only certain ones in operation today? There are basically two camps of thoughts here. One is that the sign gifts have ceased while the rest of the gifts are still remaining. And the second believes that all gifts are still in operation today. One camp is known as cessationist, the other is known as non-cessationist. Both appeal basically and mainly to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 12 and also the 12th chapter of Romans. And all told, there are roughly between 18 and 22 spiritual gifts identified in the New Testament. They are found in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, Romans chapter 12, and 1 Peter chapter 4. And there is really no one single comprehensive list in the New Testament. No one passage offers a complete list. And while some overlap, others appear only on one list. And I'm going to give you what I find right now as the list of spiritual gifts found in the New Testament. There's the gift of prophecy, of service, of teaching. There's the gift of encouragement and giving and administration. The gift of mercy, the gift of the word of wisdom, faith, healing, working of miracles, the discerning of spirits, the gift of tongues and the interpretation of tongues, the gift of apostleship, the gift of evangelism or evangelist, and the gift of pastor, teacher. Now, you may add some or you may subtract some, but I think that's a fairly comprehensive list of the gifts that are listed in the New Testament. But there is the utmost importance that we remember this right here. We keep this in mind, and that is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 11, where Paul writes, "But one and the same Spirit works all these things, distributing to each one individually as he wills." The Holy Spirit is the one who determines who gets what gifts, not us. And in verses 4 through 7 of 1 Corinthians chapter 12, Paul wrote this: "There are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. There are differences of ministries, but the same Lord. There are diversities of activities, but it is the same God who works all in all. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to each one for the profit of all of us." We are not given spiritual gifts by God to be used to draw attention to ourselves, but rather we are given gifts to edify and glorify, to edify the body and to glorify God. Proper use of any spiritual gifts will bring glory and attention to God and not ourselves. Finally, there are those that are considered sign gifts in the New Testament, and that would include, I feel, tongues, the interpretation of tongues, miracles, healings, prophecy or prophecies, and apostleship. And we're going to deal with these first in this series because they seem to be the area of much discussion and disagreement. By the way, I am a non-cessationist. So I will be coming from that position that all gifts are still in operation today. But I will do this fairly, looking at both sides to see what each side has to say.